On a somber day, chaos erupted as an assassination attempt targeted a former U.S. president. The shocking event unfolded in seconds, leaving the nation in disbelief. Security forces scrambled to secure the area, their urgency palpable. Crowds scattered in panic, capturing the gravity of the moment. Amid the chaos, medical teams rushed to provide immediate aid, highlighting the dire situation. Some of them make it, and some of them cannot. This is the tale about assassination attack on the most powerful country's former presidents. Abraham Lincoln. On April 14, 1865, a somber atmosphere enveloped Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., as President Abraham Lincoln attended a performance of Our American Cousin. The nation, fresh from the throes of the Civil War, was on the brink of a hopeful reconstruction. However, the evening took a tragic turn when John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer, infiltrated the presidential box. At approximately 10:15 p.m., Booth fired a single fatal shot at Lincoln's head. The theater erupted into chaos as Booth leapt onto the stage, shouting, "Sic semper tyrannis," thus always to tyrants, before fleeing. Lincoln was immediately attended to by Dr. Charles Leal, who was in the audience. The critically wounded president was carried across the street to the Peterson House, where he lingered in a coma. Despite the best efforts of the medical team, Lincoln succumbed to his injuries at 7:22 a.m. on April 15, 1865. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln sent shockwaves through the nation. Booth, part of a larger conspiracy that included attacks on other government officials, was hunted down and killed 12 days later. Lincoln's death marked the first assassination of a U.S. president, plunging the country into deep mourning and complicating the post-war Reconstruction era. The event underscored the deep divisions and lingering resentments that characterized the United States during this tumultuous period in its history. James A. Garfield. On July 2, 1881, the calm of a summer morning was shattered when President James A. Garfield was shot at the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Station in Washington, D.C. Garfield, only 4 months into his presidency, was preparing to depart for a vacation with his family. As he walked through the station, Charles J. Guiteau, a mentally unstable and disgruntled office seeker, approached him from behind and fired 2 shots. One bullet grazed Garfield's arm, while the other lodged in his back near the spine. The train station erupted into chaos as Garfield collapsed, bleeding and in severe pain. Immediate medical attention was provided, but the technology and practices of the time were inadequate. Doctors used unsterilized instruments in their attempts to locate the bullet, causing severe infections. For the next 11 weeks, Garfield suffered immensely from these infections and complications. Despite numerous surgeries and attempts to save him, Garfield's condition worsened. On September 19, 1881, President Garfield succumbed to his wounds, becoming the second U.S. president to be assassinated. Guiteau was arrested on the scene, tried, and eventually executed for his crime. Garfield's assassination highlighted the pressing need for medical advancements and civil service reform. His death spurred the passage of the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act, which aimed to curb the corruption and patronage that had plagued the government. The tragic event left a lasting impact on the nation, emphasizing the vulnerabilities of its leaders and the urgent need for reform. William McKinley. On September 6, 1901, President William McKinley was fatally shot while attending the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. As McKinley greeted well-wishers in the Temple of Music, anarchist Leon Czolgosz approached with a concealed revolver. Amid the crowd, Czolgosz fired 2 shots at close range, striking McKinley in the abdomen and chest. Chaos ensued as the president fell, and the crowd subdued Czolgosz. McKinley was rushed to a nearby hospital where initial optimism for his recovery prevailed despite the primitive surgical techniques of the time. Doctors struggled to treat McKinley's internal injuries, leading to the onset of gangrene. For over a week, McKinley appeared to improve, but on September 13th, his condition deteriorated rapidly. He succumbed to his wounds on September 14th, 1901, marking the 3rd assassination of a sitting U.S. president. His death stunned the nation and prompted a swift response. Czolgosz was promptly tried and convicted of the assassination. He was executed on October 29th, 1901. McKinley's assassination had a profound impact on the nation, leading to increased security measures for the president and a crackdown on anarchist activities. McKinley's tragic end also paved the way for his vice president, Theodore Roosevelt, to assume the presidency. Roosevelt's progressive policies would shape the future of the United States, marking a significant shift in the nation's political landscape. The assassination underscored the vulnerability of national leaders and the necessity for better protective measures. Theodore Roosevelt. On October 14, 1912, former President Theodore Roosevelt faced an assassination attempt that would become a testament to his resilience and indomitable spirit. While campaigning for a third term as a Progressive Party candidate, Roosevelt was preparing to deliver a speech in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As he stood outside the Gilpatrick Hotel, greeting supporters, John Schrank, a mentally unstable New York saloon keeper, approached and fired a single shot from a .38 caliber revolver. The bullet struck Roosevelt in the chest, passing through his steel eyeglass case and a thick, folded copy of his 50-page speech, which significantly slowed its velocity. Despite the wound, Roosevelt, demonstrating remarkable fortitude, insisted on delivering his speech before seeking medical attention. He began his address to the crowd by famously declaring, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose," referencing his campaign's emblem. Roosevelt spoke for nearly 90 minutes, with blood seeping through his shirt, before finally agreeing to be taken to the hospital. Doctors determined that the bullet had lodged in his chest muscle, but it had not penetrated his lung, making surgery too risky. The bullet remained in his body for the rest of his life. Schrank was immediately apprehended and later declared insane, spending the rest of his life in a mental institution. Roosevelt's survival and tenacity during this assassination attempt reinforced his legendary status as a robust and fearless leader. The incident underscored the dangers faced by public figures and heightened the need for enhanced security measures. Roosevelt's courage during the attack left an indelible mark on American history, symbolizing his unyielding determination and resilience. John F. Kennedy. On November 22, 1963, the nation was struck by tragedy as President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. Kennedy was in the city to rally support for the upcoming presidential campaign, accompanied by First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, Texas Governor John Connally, and his wife, Nellie. Riding in an open-top limousine through Dealey Plaza, the motorcade was greeted by enthusiastic crowds. At approximately 12:30 p.m., as the motorcade passed the Texas School Book Depository, gunshots rang out. Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets, one in the upper back and another fatal shot to the head. Governor Connally was also hit but survived. The chaos was immediate, with Secret Service agents rushing to shield the president and escort him to Parkland Memorial Hospital. Despite the medical team's desperate efforts, Kennedy was pronounced dead at 1 p.m. The nation was plunged into mourning as Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was swiftly sworn in as president aboard Air Force One, with Jacqueline Kennedy by his side. The ensuing investigation led to the arrest of Lee Harvey Oswald, a former Marine and defector to the Soviet Union. Oswald denied involvement, claiming he was a patsy, but before he could be tried, nightclub owner Jack Ruby shot and killed him on live television. The assassination of John F. Kennedy remains a pivotal moment in American history, shrouded in controversy and spawning numerous conspiracy theories. It marked the loss of a charismatic leader and deeply impacted the nation, leading to changes in Secret Service protocols and leaving an enduring legacy of speculation and sorrow. Ronald Reagan. On March 30, 1981, President Ronald Reagan survived an assassination attempt that nearly claimed his life. Just 69 days into his presidency, Reagan was exiting the Washington Hilton Hotel after delivering a speech when John Hinckley Jr. opened fire. Hinckley, an unstable young man obsessed with actress Jodie Foster, sought to gain her attention by committing this violent act. Hinckley fired 6 shots in rapid succession. One bullet ricocheted off the presidential limousine and struck Reagan in the left underarm, puncturing a lung and narrowly missing his heart. Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy, Washington, D.C. police officer Thomas Delahanty, and Press Secretary James Brady were also wounded in the attack. Amidst the chaos, Secret Service agents quickly pushed Reagan into the limousine, initially unaware of the severity of his injury. As his condition worsened, the limousine diverted to George Washington University Hospital. Despite severe pain and significant blood loss, Reagan walked into the hospital on his own, maintaining his characteristic humor by quipping to the medical staff, "I hope you're all Republicans." Reagan underwent emergency surgery and made a full recovery, returning to the White House within a few weeks. Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was confined to a mental institution. The assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan highlighted the dangers faced by public figures and led to increased security measures for U.S. presidents. Reagan's resilience and quick recovery bolstered his image and endeared him further to the American public. Donald Trump. On July 13, 2024, at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, the event, intended to be a triumphant moment in his campaign for a third Republican nomination, turned into a scene of chaos and terror that shocked the nation. As Trump took the stage, the atmosphere was electric. Supporters cheered and waved banners, eager to hear the former president speak. Trump, ever the showman, began his speech with his characteristic bravado, addressing the crowd with a chart of border-crossing numbers. But just a few minutes into his address, the unthinkable happened. Gunshots rang out, piercing the jubilant air and sending the crowd into a frenzy. Trump, visibly startled, clutched at his right ear, which was quickly becoming bloodied. Secret Service agents, trained for such moments, sprang into action. They rushed the stage, surrounding Trump and shielding him with their bodies. The shooter, later identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, had positioned himself on the roof of a nearby building, armed with an AR-style rifle. The Secret Service agents focused on getting Trump to safety. They quickly escorted him off the stage and into his SUV, where he was whisked away from the venue. Despite the severity of the situation, Trump remained defiant. As he was being led away, he pumped his fist in the air, a gesture of resilience that was captured on video and quickly went viral. The FBI's investigation into the shooting revealed that Crooks had acted alone. Crook was immediately shot by Secret Service agency's officers. The 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, had no prior criminal record, and his motives were still under investigation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos like this one. See you next time.